Hey everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Life Creative. We are so happy that you were able to find us, as this is our first YouTube video ever. With this video, we are starting off our Valentine series, and we're going to be showing you a bunch of quick and easy DIYs that you could do to help decorate your home for Valentine's Day. First up, we have this very simple heart garland. All you're going to need is a piece of twine and some hearts. I was lucky enough that I was able to find these hearts at the dollar store with a pre-sticked back, so they were like stickers. All I had to do was peel off the back and stick them on the twine. If you can't find any stickers like this, you could always just glue your hearts on with your glue gun. Or if you want your children to be involved, you can have them help you with liquid glue or a glue stick, and they can help you glue the hearts on. I didn't measure this out at all. I kind of just eyeballed it and stuck them onto the twine. And that was it. So quick and easy, and you get this cute little heart garland. Next up are the canvases. They're really easy and really cute, and I just love them. They're my personal favorite. So for the first one, all I needed was my paint and a canvas and a paintbrush. And we're gonna paint X's and O's across. So I like it to look a little more organic, and I liked the look of the dry brush that the letters had. So I didn't go over them again with paint, but if you don't like that look and you want them to be a little more solid, just paint a little slower with a little extra paint. I also didn't draw any lines across because I didn't really want the X's and O's to be too straight or too uniform. I kind of just painted them in rows, XO across, and then I alternated on the way down. What I did next, in order to make my canvas look a little more polished, is I took a jumbo permanent marker and I colored around the edge. Now, you could always paint the edges if you wanted to, but I don't have that steady of a hand, so I found it a lot easier to control with this black marker, and you just go around the edge and you color it. It just makes it look a little more polished. For the second canvas, it's going to be the jar of hearts. So what I did first was I drew out my design that I wanted to draw, and it was an upside down jar spilling out the hearts. A lot of people are able to do this with their paints. I am not one of those people. I need to draw out my designs first. So I just took my pencil, I drew out a quick and easy design of a jar spilling out, and then I put the word love you. Then, instead of taking my paints again, I took a thinner permanent marker and I went around and I traced out my drawing. This kind of helps make it a little more clean looking. I don't have that steady of a hand, so if I were to have done this with my paints, it would have been blobby and weird looking, so I just used my permanent marker. Then what I did is I took my leftover felt hearts that I had from our garland, and I started peeling off the backs and sticking them on the canvas. Like I said, I wanted this to look like the hearts were spilling out. So I had to angle some of the hearts and put some of the hearts upside down. And what I did was I layered a bunch of the hearts in the jar, so it looked like the jar was full and it was being emptied. So I layered the hearts in the jar, and then I started pulling the hearts down the canvas, and I surrounded the words love you. Then, in order for the canvas to have a little something extra, I had these rhinestone stickers that I had at home. And I figured, hey, why not add a couple of those? That way it adds a little bit of sparkle. And that's it. But before we're finished, I took my jumbo permanent marker and I went around the edges and I colored them in just to give the canvas a more polished look. Next, what I did was I found this wicker wreath at the dollar store as well. Obviously, you see a theme here. The dollar store is like my favorite store. And then I had a few extra hearts. So instead of peeling off the backs and sticking it onto the wreath, I just put the glue directly onto the sticker back. That way the hearts actually stuck to the wicker wreath. I thought that if I peeled off the backs and stuck them on like a quick little sticker, they wouldn't stick on as well. So I just hot glued them on, And yeah, that was it. And then I decided I didn't want this little heart on it, so I put that one back. So here, I'll be showing you how we made these really cute Cupid's arrows. All you need for this project are some wooden dowels, some hearts, some feathers, and some twine. First, you're going to sandwich your dowel in between two little hearts. I ran out of my felt sticker hearts, so I had to use these foam hearts, but it's fine. I just had to glue them together with my glue gun rather than peeling and sticking. Next, what I did is I took my feathers and I cut the ends off. That way they weren't as long, and I was able to more easily glue the feathers together. So I added a little dab of glue onto the feather, and then I layered one on top of the other, and I glued them together. Once the glue dried, I added a little dab of glue onto the back of the feathers, and then I laid the dowel on top of the feather so that I glued them together. I found that this was much easier than gluing the feathers onto the dowel, as you're able to lay the feathers down on the table and then place your dowel on top of it. Then, to kind of finish it all off, I took a tiny little cutting of twine. I wrapped the twine around the dowel and the feathers. So just a little dab of glue at the tip, watch your fingers, and you're going to wrap the end of your dowel. So when you're done, you're going to add a little dab of glue, and then you're going to wrap the twine over the glue and wait for that to dry, and then you're just going to cut off the little tip. Here I'll be showing you how to make a really quick table runner. I was lucky enough that I had some extra material at home from some curtains that I had laying around, so I just cut the material to the size that I needed for my runner on my table, and I left my edges raw. But if you want yours to look a little more polished, all you need to do is sew your edges together. All I did was I took my paint and I went across my table runner and I just painted a bunch of X's and O's. So I added some large X's, some large O's, and then once I filled up the runner, I went over it again and I added in some smaller ones. I didn't do any patterns to this, but if you wanted to make a more specific pattern, you can always do that. You can always use colors, whether it be red or pink or purple or whatever colors you want to use for Valentine's Day. But I was just sticking with the black and white theme. And that was it. So when I was done, I just put it aside to dry, and you'll see what we did with that later. And here, I'm gonna show you how I made some really cute themed wrapping paper. You guessed it, X's and O's. I'm a sucker for a good theme, you know? So I just took my black paint and I took my piece of butcher's paper and I measured my paper out to the size of the present that I was gonna be wrapping. And then I just painted a bunch of X's and O's across my paper. I also had another present that I needed to wrap, so I wrapped that in butcher's paper, and then I grabbed some twine, some hearts, and some of those rhinestone stickers. Another cute idea for the second present would be if you put on some red lipstick and kissed your present, then there'd be some really cute lip marks on it. But I had these hearts, so I needed to use them. I took one of my extra Cupid's arrows and I added it on top for an extra little touch, and I whipped up this really quick and easy Valentine's card that you can add on top. You can tuck it in, you can lay it next to it, whatever kind of look you're going for. And that was it. And here you can see me putting together a floral centerpiece that we're going to add to our tablescape for dinner. We hope that you enjoyed our Valentine's DIY video. Coming up in our Valentine series, there's going to be a video of really fun activities to do with kids, as well as some really quick and easy recipes that you could do for Valentine's Day. Thanks again for checking out our first YouTube video ever, and hopefully we'll see you again next time.